What gets measured gets improved. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to maximize your YouTube analytics to get more views and a really cool tool that makes the complication and the kind of sometimes overwhelming nature of YouTube analytics really simple. But I want to give you 4 questions you should ask every time you look at your YouTube analytics. The first question is, what videos are performing best, right? You want to look at your YouTube analytics, ask yourself which videos are doing best so that I could actually make more of those videos. The second question is, what videos can I make today that will keep working for me tomorrow? Like, which of my older videos are still doing well? Because there's clearly something powerful about the topics of those videos or the content of those videos that I should do more of so that I can continue to get videos working for me when I'm not working. This cool tool I'm going to share with you in a second, though, helps because honestly, the YouTube Studio does not do a good job of showing us older content that is performing well in an easy to understand way. But that's some information you're going to want to dig out. Man, what are my older videos that are doing well that are working for? I made them yesterday, but they're still working for me in the future. The third question is, what videos from my competitors are performing best? Is there something that I can find on a competitor's channel that's doing well so that I can react to that video or cover a similar topic or maybe get inspired by their ideas and do my own version of it? And then the fourth question is, what topics and content should I stop doing? Like, which videos are doing not very well, and there may be a waste of my time, or if they're really not helping me grow, or even worse, I'm losing subscribers from those topics. I should stop doing that if I want to actually make positive progress with my YouTube channel. And so those are 4 questions you should ask. We're going to get to the tool in just a second, but smash like if you're getting value out of this video so far. This is the Coffee with Cannell show. My name is Sean Cannell, and I'm super fired up to have you here live with me today. Or if you're watching this on the replay, let's get straight into this. And actually, what we're going to be talking about today is the vidIQ channel audit tool. So if you actually want to study your YouTube analytics in an easy way, the vidIQ channel audit tool, which you're going to love, I'm going to show you it in just a second, is such a cool way of taking the complexity out of YouTube analytics. So today's stream is brought to you by vidIQ. And if you don't have vidIQ installed yet, check out a link in the description down below. You could go to vidiq.com/think. And that's going to give you a free 30-day paid plan of any of the vidIQ plans. The free version, you definitely want to get it. Install vidIQ Vision, which is a Google Chrome plugin. And that's where you can get access to all of these cool suite of tools. But also there's some very powerful things that are unlocked in the paid version. And so we're going to be talking about that. And one of those is the channel audit tool. And so let's look at what the channel audit tool is, and you can start seeing how you can study your analytics in such a powerful way. Now, this is the Think Media YouTube channel. And this is what you'll see when you log into the back end of your analytics. But if you notice here on the left side of the screen, you'll see content, playlists, analytics, comments, subtitles, copyright. You'll see all this stuff, right? But then you'll also see these vidIQ logo options that get added once you install vidIQ and get the vidIQ Vision plugin. Things like the Daily Ideas tool, which is incredible. That'll give you daily ideas. Keyword Inspector. But we're going to focus on one tool today, and that is the Channel Audit tool, which is right above my little picture-in-picture screen here on the video. So when I click that tool, this opens up what is called the Channel Audit tool, which is a super user-friendly dashboard that actually gives us some really cool insights into how we can improve the content on our YouTube channel. Now, the first thing that I want to focus on here is tip number 1, and that is content to double down on. So if you ask yourself when studying analytics, right, what you want to ask yourself is, after I've posted some videos on my channel, which content, what type of topics, what type of titles, what about video thumbnails or whatever, what's working well that I should do more of? And so this first section, content to double down on. Now, there's kind of a unique aspect of this tool because right now we're looking in the last 30 days of content we should double down on. And we see that the desk tour I recently did well, that we see some of our mainly our newer videos are doing really well. Nolan did a video on Netflix revealing secrets we can use on YouTube. And what's cool though is that in some cases, uh, in our content to double down on, there's views per hour. That's VPH, that's view velocity. And there's a little I that explains what that means. This is videos with the highest views per hour. You should double down on these and create more videos like these. So we should create more videos about the M50 or the Sony ZV-E10. We should create more desk tours. We should cover the GoPro Hero 10 more. It's funny though, we did a video though where people could download 30 funny sound effects for their video, for their videos. And this video is a little bit older. And what you can do is maybe you want to see, remember one of my questions was what videos did I make a while ago that are still doing good today? But what's cool about this tool is we can go up here and say limit to videos in the time frame. And see now it's going to delete anything that is a little bit older, right? Notice how it changes the results. And this is powerful because the actual YouTube analytics don't really give you these nuanced options. Now, I actually kind of like seeing videos from any time on the channel because some of the other ways you could measure success is engagement rate. That's going to be comments and likes, views, but also subscribers gained. So let's say maybe you're like, I want to get my first 1,000 subscribers. I want to get my first 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers. Certain types of videos are actually growing the channel the most by certain subscribers. In this case, one of the videos that's growing the channel the most is actually pretty old. It's a video I made about is it too late to start YouTube quite a while ago. But if I actually just want to study my channel in regards to the last 30 days, I can do that by checking this box in the upper right-hand corner. Pretty cool. And then the second aspect is I also maybe don't want to just look at content to double down on in the last 30 days. In fact, I would recommend that a lot of times we look at a wider time frame. 30 days isn't necessarily enough time for videos to mature. In fact, a YouTube employee that was speaking at Vid Summit recently, Todd, he was saying that don't judge a video by the first day, week, or even month. YouTube, especially if you're creating content that can be evergreen, that can be relevant for a long time and have a long shelf life, it's actually nice to judge it by a lot longer of a window of time. Call it 60 days or even 90. And so we are now looking, let me reset this so we get all the right screens on the screen. We're going to channel audit tool. We are, me zooming it in kind of tweaked it. Okay, let me get back to 100% here. And so I would suggest that we look at more like 30 days, 60 days in terms of our viewing back in history to see content that we should double down on. But let's get into tip number 2 here. And that is also top search terms. So in addition to what videos should I make, the next question is also what are the top search terms that could bring traffic into my channel? And so we now let's finish up on that 60-day window time frame, and we'll do 90 next. This will start really telling us, okay, what videos from yesterday, and maybe limit to videos in that time frame. What videos from the last 90 days have done the best? And that should absolutely inform the next couple videos I produce. And so as we look back, this is interesting in terms of views. When we talked about the ATM Mini, and that actually kind of surprised us. Omar talked about that. We definitely, and Tony's helping me in the back end here, we should actually probably double down on this device because it actually is very popular, and this kind of signifies there's interest there. So that's kind of a real-time insight I'm getting right now out of using this tool. But now as we scroll down, remember tip number 2 here is top search terms. So again, the point of the channel audit tool, it just makes it really easy to quickly make data-driven decisions about what to do next. Now, our funny sound effects video is crushing. So that's when people search for funny sounds. That led to 91,000, I would assume, clicks and views. And it'll tell us here. Here are your highest ranking keywords. That and then if you click on it, by the way, right, it's going to take you over to the actual traffic. And this is now into your YouTube studio proper. So the search term funny sounds has led to 91,000 views on Think Media. The next one over here is how to edit videos. So again, this is back in your YouTube advanced features. So you could find that data, but here on the channel audit tool, it's just making it really easy and saying, okay, here's the top search terms for the last 90 days. How to edit your videos, funny sound effect, how to create a YouTube channel, sound effects, how to make a YouTube channel. So we already have, no one has other sound effects videos in the queue, but it is so clear as we're looking at this, the types of videos, how to make a video, how to edit a video. And admittedly, like, it's been a while since we've made videos with those titles. Success leaves clues. Make part twos. Identify the biggest opportunities that are generating the most traffic, most impact in your video library, and make more of those. Make a new version, make an updated version of those. That's what we're discovering by using this tool to make data-driven decisions. And then one other thing that's kind of unique here is we're seeing not just our views, but also the amount of watch time. Because remember, views are important, but minutes matter most. So some of these topics are going to lead to a lot more watch time, especially our editing tutorials are definitely the type of videos that people dwell on. Whereas the sound effects one are actually videos that people are just downloading. Like, a lot of times we'll just like rip the video off YouTube, or they'll download the sound effects if we throw them on Dropbox or something like that. And so that is tip number 2. We're going to study our top search terms. Now, next, this one's really important. So lean in for this and hit the like button if you're getting value. We study our top suggested videos, non-owned. So here's what this means. This means which videos are giving you the most suggested traffic. So all of this first section is content to double down on. The second section we'll get to, it is content that could use some work. Okay. So if we look here on the right side of this tool, it says top suggested non-owned. So what videos are sending Think Media the most views? Here are the top suggesting your content. We suggest making similar content and study the correlation and then double down. So see, these little talk bubbles are going to tell you exactly how you should interpret this information. And this list is now the videos that are suggesting the most traffic to Think Media. Now, this top one is no surprise since I am on Think Media. This is actually a video from Video Influencers that is sending the most traffic. Then we see my friend Justin Brown here, one of his videos about how to create a YouTube channel, sending traffic. Shelby Church here, what YouTubers don't tell you about starting a channel. What this shows me right here is, number one, I like a couple things. I love her thumbnail. It's very creative, kind of creative text on there, holding the 2 cameras. That inspires me. Like, again, I don't want to copy Shelby, but I want to kind of dovetail off of that, like an Indy 500 race, or like a NASCAR, kind of race where you're drafting. That's the idea of looking at suggested, is saying, okay, there's a correlation here. What could I, and by the way, this also tells me I should go check out Shelby Church's channel, look at what videos have been performing best on her channel lately, or some topics that might inspire mine. Because, by the way, her things that YouTubers don't tell you about starting a channel are also going to be different than mine. Like, straight up, I'm going to take that exact title, right? I'm going to potentially use that and think that's an amazing idea. What YouTubers don't tell you about starting a channel. So then we have some of the videos on the actual YouTube creator channel, film booth over here on some monetization stuff. So you see how powerful this list is? Like, this right here, it shows you that this tool can instantly really get you crushing in terms of what content you should double down on. And that is the top videos suggesting views to your channel. Next, end screen and card click rates. So as we keep going deeper in our channel audit tool here, we can actually see, we're looking in the last 90 days, we can actually see our end screen click rates and our card click through rates. So first of all, I want you to be using end screens. Cards are maybe less important, but they can be important. We recommend, we had a Think Media overrated, underrated session with Tony and Omar and Heather. And we talked about, how important are cards, because sometimes cards can distract or people don't click them. But end screens are a big deal. And when it comes to creating a YouTube end screen during the last 20 seconds of your video, you have options to select a specific video, to select a playlist of videos, to let YouTube choose a video that would be best for your viewer, to select a recent upload, or to send traffic to a channel or something else. Now, of course, the click-through rate is going to be influenced by what you say and what you promote. But here's what I can learn when I check in on this. I can actually learn that the best performing end screen click-through rate for us at 7%, which is really good, is a specific video. And that is a power tip right in the middle of the stream that I would highly recommend leaning in on. When you end your YouTube video, think about what would be the best video for people to watch next and verbally lead them to a specific video. Second to that is a playlist, because it's to say, if you want to watch other videos in our M50 series, click or tap the screen to watch that right now. Interestingly enough, the best for viewer, this is also contrary to what I used to recommend in the past. The best for viewer click-through rate maybe tells us that YouTube isn't as good as we think in terms of picking out a video they actually care about. When someone's done on their video, like the chance of them just clicking an end card because like, oh, I'm just going to randomly click that, like that entices me. I think the unlock is you want to a degree, control the viewer journey. You just watched this video, friend. This is where you should go next. Check out this video next. Click or tap the screen. And by letting YouTube just pick that, it's not necessarily, or recent upload, it's significantly lower of a click-through rate. And then we also see, of course, this is going to be ineffective if you're not using these, but playlists and videos, I mean, 28% people clicking on playlists. And that would probably be very specific if you're very effective if you're making video series. So they're a part of a video that you're watching right now. And on the card, you link to other videos in the series, and they're like, I want to jump into the whole series. Then that is an opportunity there. So I'm using the vidIQ channel tool, channel audit tool. I'm using this in my review of my analytics, and I'm looking for insights so that I can optimize videos, maybe optimize some of the end cards, add some cards. Think about, have I updated my playlist? By the way, all of these reminders are coming as I'm going through this channel audit tool right now, as well as, okay, let me go check out Shelby Church. What can I learn there? What are some of the other suggested videos I could double down on? And what videos should I ultimately make next? 5, look for themes and patterns. The big idea as we are inside of our channel audit tool is to look for themes, look for patterns. One of the big insights we just talked about as a team was how well general home office accessories and home office desk tours are going. So that was a conversation this morning. Those types of insights can come out of here. One of the things I sent to Omar recently was I said, Omar, you have the top retention video on our channel, a 98.35% retention, almost 100% retention. So themes and patterns. What can I learn about this video? Let's rewatch it. Let's restudy this video to think about, why was retention so good? How long was the video? How often were the cuts in the video? We have a lot of YouTube shorts doing well in regards to retention, which shouldn't surprise us, but it's an encouragement to double down on some of those YouTube shorts. Maybe how long is the short? One myth people make about YouTube shorts is thinking you need to do 60 seconds. You could do 4 seconds. You could do throwback to Vine. Anybody remember Vine? Let me know in the comments. Throwback to Vine days, 7-second YouTube shorts. Like really thinking about short form content. Not only may you get 100% retention, you can start getting over 100%. Like people watch it multiple times because it's a really cool video or really cool whatever it is you ultimately create. And so we're looking for themes and patterns. What are the themes? What are the patterns that can give me guidance on where I should steer my channel next? Tip number 6 is you want to switch up the time frame, as we discussed. So what's cool about this is as we're getting all these insights, we may want to switch up the time frame to 60 days. And then we may want to also say, I only want to study videos in the last 60 days. We have a ton of videos that are historic. So we click limit videos to time frame and then say, okay, which videos are growing the channel the most subscribers? Which videos are getting the top retention now in just the last 60 days? Which playlists are performing best in the last 60 days? By messing with the time frame, you can actually get better insights and more insights. And then tip number 7, look at, I got one more tip for you, and then we'll get into the Coffee with Candle Q&A and all of that stuff, is what are the top videos by competitors? I could spend so much time on this one. This one's super fun. And so one of my favorite things about vidIQ, and remember, today's video is brought to you by vidIQ, especially when you could get a 30-day free trial on the Boost plan. When you get into the Boost plan, you have the ability to study your competitors and analyze your competitors. And there's a whole web-based aspect of vidIQ, and I'll show you that, where um, you are essentially seeing a cool dashboard. This is deeper than the vidIQ vision aspect of the tool. And on the app.vidiq.com, you can see that I am studying here other people in our industry, and specifically, and when I say competitors, look, I mean, a lot of these are my friends, Roberto and Daryl and Tim. But what's cool is we can look on this dashboard here. This isn't the channel audit tool, and see some insights in terms of how are their views going in the last 60 days, the last 12 months. This is Think Media right here on the right side in terms of the last 12 months. Pretty cool. 45 million views. It's pretty gnarly. Everyday Dad, we look from a tech side, a couple other Justin Browns over here, and, Catherine. And so you can look at that data. But what I want you to see is right over here, competitors by views per hour. So right now we can really look, okay, these are the competitors that I've selected, and I want to see the top ranked videos in regards to that are getting crazy VPH, views per hour. And of course, probably if you follow tech, the M1 MacBook or the iPhone 13. But honestly, like, I'm out here, Omar got this iPhone 13 mini, and Tony, you might want to screenshot this and be like, bro. So, like, it's just kind of clear, like, success leaves clues. And that would be, one of our promises on Think Media is to help the best tips and tools for creators, especially two on a budget. And so that's not even the Pro Max, right? That's the bottom of the line iPhone that I think is like $700 or $800, which I know is still, it's much more affordable than like $2,000 for the 1 terabyte Pro Max 13, right? So anyways, like, huge insight, because when there's a lot of velocity, that's something to double down on. Maybe we talk about the new M1 MacBooks, but as we go deeper, of course, our very friends and Rob at vidIQ, missed opportunity, really good thumbnail there. It could inspire some content that we do next. Really great title. And we can look through, okay, what else is on here? We could look at, so there's some information about business, how to cut out background noises from your video calls. Really good idea. And that's a short. And we have just other insight in general, a case study, an interview of Tim had somebody on making 25K in 6 months on YouTube after 6 years with no results. So what am I looking for? Title formats, opportunities of how could we, if I started my business over, what would I do differently? That's kind of like the Shelby Church model. Like, if I started Think Media over, what would I do differently? Right. And I think you get it. I mean, I'm copying Vanessa, but I'm not copying. I mean, it's a format. She just created a framework for me. My answers are not going to be the same as her. And it's a really cool question. Like, it actually gets me thinking, like, what would I do if I started my business over? What are the 5 things? Boom. and that is a video that's going well for her, I might study it, and then that influences what video I should make next. My friends, if you really want to start driving more results on your channel, really consider um, making better topics. You got to level up your strategy, get better insights, get better clarity, get better data, and have that influence and level up your strategy. All right. Tip number 8, hit like if you've been getting value, is also what practical things should I fix and update? We're using the vidIQ channel audit tool. And in addition to, I kind of skipped over it, but here's another tip in the middle, content that could use some work. This is going to help us review. This probably even maybe more influential or more powerful than content to double down on, because I can see that my multi-stream camera video had is holds the record in the last 60 days for the lowest average watch time. So that can influence editing. That can influence, maybe I'm a little long-winded. That can influence what about that video maybe didn't hold retention. So we have lowest retention, lowest watch time, lowest views. Videos losing subs. What videos are actually triggering the greatest loss of subscribers? And then remember, you can always click on these, go deeper, and say, okay, what are the videos for worst average watch time? Now, let me also encourage you. This is not meant to um, lead you to a place of discouragement or lead you to a place of I'm a failure or lead you a place, because this is the failure list, though, if we're honest. You know what I mean? But notice there's also tension here, because even though this has the lowest average watch time, it says over here it's top 2 in views. And sometimes when a video starts getting suggested getting more views, it'll drive down the average view time a little bit, because it's going to more people and they're not going to watch as long. They're skipping around YouTube. But nevertheless, with a healthy self-image and healthy self-confidence, I do want you to consider digging into, man, how could I maybe edit these tighter, edit these better, and what can I learn from videos that are just not holding people's attention as much, and videos that are losing subscribers or whatever. But the final thing is at the bottom of the page here on the channel audit tool. It's going to tell us, how's our title length doing? They recommend that your title should be between 20 and 60 characters. It is best practices. There are times to break that rule when you are really going search-based and maybe packing the end of the title with some search-based language. But typically short, readable, punchy titles under 60 characters are best. So it's letting you know if you're doing well at that. How's your description doing? How's your actionable SEO doing? Are you doing the best possible actionable SEO? Now, you know what's interesting is that also when we click on this one, our videos that have the lowest actionable SEO score are actually videos that are not, they don't have an SEO strategy. Like YouTube employee reveals the secret to getting views. There's nothing SEO about. No one's like, so what do the YouTube employees think? Like that actually is going to show up because of this a suggested strategy. And we teach both. There's the suggested approach and there's the search approach. But there is, in some cases, maybe the ability to go back. This is a huge tip, to go back and re-optimize these now that they've probably flattened out, and actually go back and maybe completely change the title, because it's not going to hurt anything, especially if they're not SEO optimized anyways. So you could go back and actually update the title to revive the video into an evergreen search-based type of a title once maybe its suggested rise has ended. And so a ton of insights there. But then ultimately, again, what practical things should I fix and update? Man, let me know if you have any questions specifically about this tool or specifically about analytics. And this is the Coffee with Cannell show. Hit like if you're getting value. That's a good question. Do shorts always give low SEO? Yeah, shorts don't really have an SEO opportunity to them. Now, disclaimer, they do when they can be consumed on desktop. And they do to a point if the metadata helps influence YouTube initially to maybe who it's recommending it to. But shorts are going to be recommended by the short shelf, click-through rate, consumption, how wide of appeal do they have, and how much consumption do they have as they send it to more people. But I wouldn't over optimize or strategize on SEO. SEO would be heavy based for educational content or content that solves problems, right? in regards to what you're up to. Now, check out resources in the description down below. We're going to bring some guests on for Q&A on Coffee with Cannell today, answer some questions. We've got a great show ahead. But how are you doing? What are you sipping on? I got the Rise and Grind mug with coffee stains on it. And I got my alkaline water. Let me know what you're drinking today. Also, if you haven't heard, I just did a free web class, but it's a limited replay. The replay is only available if you happen to be here on the replay until November 22nd. So this is November 17th at the time of going live and recording this. And this video is all about, this 1 hour class is all about 3 surefire video ideas for standing out in a crowded niche, earning passive income, and growing from 0 to 100,000 subscribers quick. People were on last night watching this free class, and the feedback was amazing. We went really deep in videos, watch this, that are guaranteed to get views. I know that's a big promise, but I guarantee if you follow what I teach in this class, you will get views on your videos. Because the biggest mistake I made early on in my journey was just making random videos about the wrong things. You could go to my Sean Cannell channel back in 2010 for about 5 years, and I was all over the place. I wasn't titling my videos right, but I really wasn't making the practical YouTube videos that are guaranteed to get views. And 90% of people in our Think Media community make this mistake. So I want you to check out this free class. Thinkmasterclass.com is the URL to register for the limited replay, and it's just on demand right now. But we are taking it down on Monday, November 22nd. Okay, we got more coffee in the place. I'm about to, after today's Coffee with Cannell, I'll re-up the coffee for today. A lot of coffee with Cannell show. Shout out to the logo up top. Shout out to, I forgot to do my intro bumper. Drinking tea here, finished VRA Foundations. Hey, way to go, Rex. That's amazing. And then you can see on screen right now, thinkmasterclass.com in terms of the free YouTube masterclass. And it's all about 3 surefire ideas for standing out in a crowded niche. And so definitely check that out, and hit the like button if you've been getting value. And we are about to have Ebony on the show today. Ebony, how's it going? And let me know where you're watching from. Unmute your mic, and I'm going to pull your channel up. What's going on?
Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm here from Asheboro, North Carolina.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me about the channel and your niche and what's your question today.
Okay. So my niche, I hate that question, but my niche is really digital marketing. I like to do marketing simplified. I pivoted the page from a beauty channel. We were Make Me Over Eb. We were makeovers. So I pivoted to business or website makeovers. But this, as you can see, is one of my most popular posts that I wrote during COVID. That just kind of.
What did you use to capture this and share your screen?
Oh, I use Zoom.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, before I learned about StreamYard, which I'm on board with StreamYard.
Cool.
But yeah, I use Zoom, and I did this last year. I was trying to revive my page. And so I thought, this is a question that people ask me a lot. And so I just did this video, did screen record, and people are like commenting and so forth. And
did you edit it much, or did you just kind of review it straight, or just do it straight through?
I shot the edit. I just reviewed it straight through, not a lot of editing.
So, and then you recorded it in Zoom, edited it lightly, and then uploaded it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So really quick is just something to encourage everybody watching. Notice, Ebony got 26,000 views off of using Zoom, right? And we all can have access to Zoom, sharing her screen, doing a tutorial, talking about Canva. By chance, have you signed up to be an affiliate partner for Canva?
I did. Yes. Now, the funny thing is, when I originally did this video, the description did not look like it did now. But when I took the YouTube class and I'm in VRA, of course, I updated the descriptions, and I noticed, like, when I made those little tweaks, it just kept rising and rising.
That's amazing. So that's another cool insight. Ebony's bringing the tips today.
Oh no.
She's got the time codes here. She's got an affiliate for Canva. She just used Zoom, minimal editing, 26,000 views. My friends, you got to just press record. And obviously there's, you're implementing with a lot of strategy and stuff here too, but I want to get to your question. So how can I help today?
Okay, so with the whole idea of niching and pivoting, right? So I originally was a beauty channel, and on my page, one of my top videos was how to tie a head wrap. That's what I did and talked about hair and makeup, but I do websites. I make websites. So I pivoted to talking more about that. What should I do with those old videos? Is it my ego that just wants to keep them? I mean, I see you referencing old videos. I have unlisted them because I think you said with the so it doesn't come up in search and skew the channel. But what do I do with those videos? Just let them go, delete them, put them on another channel, use them as a case study?
Well, here's the thing is this how to
Mm.
tie a head wrap is not unlisted.
I know. I just unlisted it just like maybe a week ago.
Okay, but I can still get to it.
No. What I'm saying, excuse me, I just made it public a week
Again,
ago. Sorry, I
because
made
you
it.
were like, the views, it's still
I
doing
know,
well. I don't
that's
want to
what
lose
I'm
it.
saying. I'm like, oh God, those views. So my question is, should I just let it go? Was it just a moment in time? I should just that was fun back then.
Ebony, you're exactly right. This is a challenge that,
Okay.
when we have some success on YouTube, we have a breakout video, and let us know, think in the comments. Do you have a video on your channel that's bringing you a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, something you made back in the day, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not the video that it's not the topic that you're covering today? The painful thing, Ebony, is to actually say, listen, if this is attracting the wrong people, which it is, because it's not where your channel is going in the future,
No.
then it actually is more harmful than helpful. Views are a vanity metric in this point, in this sense, because someone sees it and they go, oh, cool, how to tie a head wrap, and they click subscribe. And then you upload a video on how to create Instagram posts on Canva, and they don't click on it because they wanted more head wrap, they wanted more beauty stuff. And so ultimately, everybody watching this video, we need to make the painful, disciplined decision to say, if there are videos in my library, even if they're making me kind of feel good with the dopamine hit of, yeah, they get so many views though, and they're actually growing the channel subscribers, it's not actually growing this channel right. And if once we realize that, again,
Yeah.
every subscriber, you never want to upload videos that your subscribers didn't subscribe for.
Okay.
So if they subscribe for the head wrap, you either need to start uploading beauty videos again, which is not where your future is going.
No, it's not where I'm going.
Or you need to avoid getting the wrong subscribers. And not a lot of people will tell you this because in generic YouTube information, right, it's just like as many subscribers as possible just to get as big as number as possible. And that is not what it really looks like to have success as a YouTube entrepreneur. You want to be a meaningful, specific, not a wandering generality. I'd rather have 1,000 focused subscribers that want to find custom stock photos and figure out how to do Instagram carousels in Canva and all the stuff that you're doing, because that's going to build up your marketing influence. It's going to build up the right base of subscribers, as opposed to having a large vanity metric of a confused audience.
Okay, so just
Unlisted.
yeah, okay. All right, there it is. Well, you answered my question. I've been holding on to it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Ebony. Was that helpful today?
No, it was very helpful. And I have to move on with this phase of my life.
And I believe you're making a smart move too. You're moving into a profitable niche. Like you're moving into a solving a problem and helping a lot of people niche. I believe in terms of what's your ambition ultimately? What do you want to happen?
Well, right now I'm working on a course, pivoting from services to courses. And so I'm working on a course for like my, I have one for Canva, which did okay. And then I'm creating on building a website. So
And
I know
then
I
your
need
goal
more.
would be work from home, full-time income and beyond.
Yes. Basically how you can leave your job, kind of like what you're doing. You use YouTube to leave your job. You can create a website, leave your job, because that's exactly what I did.
So Ebony, so you've got such a clear vision, put blinders on, burn the boats of everything that has nothing to do with the vision.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, you want everything leading towards this course, leading towards the audience that's interested in the website building. and the affiliate marketing, and you're in you have such a smart plan. Now the key is to double down on the plan and kill any distractions that don't have anything to do with that plan.
Okay, well, thank you. You validated what I needed to hear.
Awesome, Ebony. I appreciate you so much.
All right, thank you.
My friends, burn the boats, kill distractions. Brenda says the right subscribers. That's what it's all about, Paul. You got to do the right subscribers. It's not just about who can get the most subscribers. I've met a lot of broke influencers. I've spoken, especially events are back now. Been at a couple events, but over the years, I've spoken at a lot of the social media and content creator events. And there are many influencers with big numbers, big vanity numbers at times, that maybe had a season of success, but they're living paycheck to paycheck, even though sometimes brands have paid them a lot of money, because their audience is maybe fickle. Like they had a couple successful videos, they broke out for a moment, but one day they're hot, one day they're not. They are now maybe sitting in their channels, kind of collected so many random subscribers that sure, they got 100,000 subs or 250,000 subs or even 1 million, but their channels kind of died and they found themselves more in an irrelevancy because they have such a confused audience. You flip it to the other side. We have Video Ranking Academy students like Jen DeVore, who has 500 subscribers on YouTube and is doing $10,000 a month. Why? Because it's the right subscribers, because she has a real business plan, because she has a real focus. She's disciplined. And watch this. If you can let go of your ego, if you can actually say, whether I become famous or not, I don't care. Can we be a little real today? Because everyone on social media, we're trying to just flex silver play buttons and we're trying to just hit these big numbers. Like, look at, and more power, by the way, more power to you. Why not get big numbers, but not at the expense of being purpose-driven and staying on brand and on mission and focused on what you really need to be doing in terms of building a high impact and high profit business. And you need 1,000 true fans, not 1 million subscribers. And you'd be stunned by how many Gen X and baby boomers are having, you don't even know who they are. They're not famous, but they're making 6 figures because they're serving a specific audience. They're solving a specific problem. They're making specific content, and they have a specific business model that's all engineered to really serve and change lives and also monetize at a very strategic way. And so it's a really cool conversation. I'm glad that Ebony brought that up in sort of a nuanced way, but I want all of us to hear this in the Think Media podcast community, especially like North American culture, and maybe it spreads around the globe. We're so into vanity, man. You know what I mean? We just so are into, like, people buy Instagram followers. People buy YouTube subscribers. That is such, I'm not trying to be mean if you've bought them. I'm just saying it just doesn't matter. Like, that's a vanity number. Those are not real subscribers. But that's kind of what culture, we just want to flex as opposed to have real impact. I'd rather, if you have 100 true fans and you really impact and change their lives, like, you could build a full-time income as a creator. And if you can let go of, I just want the big numbers, I just want to be seen, if you can just let that stuff go, man, you have a lot more peace, and it'll give you a lot more calm in terms of building brick by brick to say, what does success really look like? Does success really look like my subscriber account number or my bank account number? Does success really look like a silver play button, or does success really look like engineering my YouTube channel so I can work 20 hours a week, spend time with my family, and make as much as I was at my corporate job? Like, what does success really look like? Okay, rant over. We're going to have Daniel on here next. And smash like if you're getting value out of Coffee with Candle today. Daniel, how's it going? And let me know where you're watching from. Love the Christmas tree already up. We got ours up as well, but it's not decorated yet. We just have the lights on. But where are you watching from? And tell me a little bit about your channel.
Yeah, so I am from Apache Junction, really is where I'm living, but it's the suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. And so, yeah, my wife loves the Christmas trees to decorate early, so that's her thing. But we're just started our channel about 6 months ago, and so my question is just kind of we're pivoting towards the full-time RV living. And so we want to, we've been doing more of like campsite reviews and things of that nature. So just kind of didn't know how I should proceed. Like right now we don't, also we want to, I guess I would say we want to help people in everybody that's bought RVs. We just went, when you saw, I just went to NASCAR. The guys next to us didn't know anything about travel trailers or how to level them and stuff like that. And then, yeah, so.
I love it, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on Coffee with Candle today. I actually want to start by just talking about optimizing the homepage of your channel. This is I think a big opportunity for a lot of us that we just kind of miss. And it's the idea of, here's the question I want everyone here to ask. What is your home page experience on your YouTube channel? Now, if you only have posted 1 or 2 videos, don't worry about this. But there's a couple sections that are pretty important. First of all, is essentially going to be your channel trailer or your what videos that people that are already subscribed see. If they're unsubscribed, they will see either a channel trailer, or don't worry about making a channel trailer. Just make your most popular video or the best introduction to you or the video most likely to convert subscribers as your channel trailer. Then it'll say, YouTube will say, what video do you want to be for returning subscribers? And then you also can select that. Then furthermore, you can select playlists and categories like uploads to be the top thing after the trailer or the return video, other channels to subscribe to. In our case, we want to grow our podcast channel, and then playlists that are hopefully under thematic topics that you want to drive traffic to. In our case, how to actually create a YouTube channel and make your first video. We have that all in a playlist, cameras for dummies and other categories. And don't overthink this. Until you have as many videos as Think Media, you're probably not going to have all of these different categories. But now let's review your channel. The first thing I don't like is that Shorts is first. Shorts could be on here, but Shorts is also a mobile experience, and I would actually move it down. Furthermore, when I look at Shorts, they're the worst first impression because Happy Memorial Day weekend is meaningless to me. Channel update, I don't know you yet, is meaningless to me. And we are on a mission is meaningless to me.
Yeah.
So when I landed on the channel, I actually initially, when I got here, thought you only had 3 videos, saw these and was like, oh man. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. You actually got some like great uploads that are more, and those are actually pushed down by Shorts. Gotcha. So your action items would be pick a channel trailer or make one, or just pick your best performing video that would introduce people to your channel. And then potentially consider what are the categories of your videos. And everybody watching this can do the same, right? What are the bigger buckets of types of videos that you're going to do? Are you going to do RV questions? Are you going to do tours of campsites or campsite reviews? And rather than just titling your playlists camping or NASCAR, title them like a real value-based title. GoPro tips and tricks video series, how to start and grow a podcast in 2021. That playlist title is a real idea. It's a real clear search-based phrase. And then over time, we can stack up videos on how to create cover art, how to start the podcast, how to start it for beginners, using just a phone, using different equipment, how to choose the right name. And so this kind of helps you strategize the content buckets. I view playlists as like content buckets. And I actually don't want to overemphasize playlists like being a game changer for your channel. The key is playlists are the way you organize your homepage. So the playlists that you're organizing help me know, where are you taking me, Daniel? Like what can I learn from you? Campsite reviews. Great. I could check out some campsite reviews. Oh, tips about buying an RV. Awesome. I could watch that series. And even more importantly is, rather than you just coming up in your own mind with what types of buckets you should be, I would be creating clusters and categories of videos that the biggest number of people are interested in, especially early on when you want to grow your channel. Does that make sense, Daniel?
Yeah, definitely. That helps a lot. So yeah, and I love Canva. So like I've been using Canva a lot too, as many as well. So and just going through the VRA program as well. So that's very helpful.
How
So
far are you in VRA so far, Daniel?
I just went through the second module. So
Awesome.
just
Enjoying
whenever
it so far?
yeah, definitely getting great value out of it.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you. And then, the final thing is one of the coolest and most practical ways we can all grow our channel is the strategy we call ASQ, answer specific questions. And your top 2 performing videos fall into that category. How towing capacity is determined. Now that's actually, I love that question because it's so specific. It's such a unique thing. And I think what we'll end up seeing is that this video will actually continue to get views because it's not just like how to pick an RV. A lot of people would have that, right? Or just
Right.
like really it's very nuanced. And then how to tent camp for free. And so when building up the foundation of your channel, I think the 2 big tips on these for maybe improving them would be 1, what are the best questions I should answer? And then 2 would be
stay tuned. We're going to be talking about payload capacity and towing.
What I would do is, let me actually turn the audio on here.
Do you want to know what your truck can pull? Stay tuned.
So I'll give you one quick tip, and it just summarizes like the entire tip. I would say is answer specific questions, but also then make the answer as short, as punchy, and as effective as possible, what you're going to probably do most in editing. And so 6 minutes is a great video here. This video will perform, in all of our videos for everybody watching, will perform better the quicker we get to the point. And so the first thing I notice is, 1, I'm glad you did edit because I could see all these edits. 2, don't be afraid to trim a little bit of the down moments, especially in the hook time. And so watch this.
Do you want to know what your truck can pull?
Because that was great. First 2 seconds. Do you want to know what your truck can pull?
Stay tuned.
That breath right there was an entire second. Like
Gotcha.
we could have just went,
do you want to know what your truck can pull? Stay tuned.
Notice that, like, so you take the breath, and that's just an opportunity for a jump cut. You don't have to jump cut like crazy, like a YouTuber where it's so fast that it causes people to, but like as much as you could trim this down. So as you're answering specific questions, the video is 7 minutes. If it could be 6, I would like it better. If it could be 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I'd like it better. You don't have to overly make it crazy to get it there, but try to trim as much fluff as possible. And so as you're growing your channel, as you hear in VRA all the time, right? Get 1% better with every upload. Think about, what can I actually remove? That's one of the best questions. What can actually go to the cutting room floor? And I'll tell you a quick story to end. I'm blessed today. Obviously, I edited my own videos for over 10 years, built the channel up by myself. I'm sure like you're doing with your family and how most of us are doing. But today, we have editors on the team, and one of our editors is Kyle Anderson. And so I still, Daniel, getting on camera, have the propensity to want to share a lot, want to teach all the details and want to whatever, And so I did this video all about the audio setup at my other office, about how I set up all the audio. And I sat down, I was being as concise as possible. And I recorded this video, and it all went into the Premiere Pro timeline. And then Kyle said, "Hey, Sean, let's get on Zoom." And he goes, "Bro, this entire middle part is completely unnecessary." Like, I feel it was 13 minutes. He goes, "Honestly, I think I can cut out, like, this is not helping the story. This is fluff." And it was literally in a 13-minute video. It was like minute 4 to minute 11. And then he's telling me, and I go, "Yeah, but I don't know. I really think people need to know this." And so Kyle called in the reinforcements, and he called in Tony, and Tony got on Zoom, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, no, I think that you don't need this 6 minutes. Like, this could be shorter, and people aren't even going to know it's gone, Sean." And I'm like, but but I want to share my voice, you know, but there's so much stuff people need to know. Well, of course, Tony and Kyle outnumbered me. And they were like, we should cut it. And I go, okay, well, I trust you. We cut it out, and the average view duration's better. The video is stronger because it wasn't 13 minutes, because it was 7, you know, and nobody knew it was gone, of course, because how would they ever have known in the first place? And so I think a macro encouragement for you is, first, you're doing amazing. I mean, you got 200 videos on this view, this top viewed video here. You're producing content, but just to encourage you as you continue to go through VORA and in general, just keep getting 1% better with every upload, and do your best to detach yourself from your content, put the viewer first, and think about, how can I make this half short and twice strong? What can I cut out? Because as you increase your average view duration, as you increase your average percentage view to people completed the video, that's going to stack on top of a good title and a good thumbnail, and how you're going to get more breakout videos. I'm sure you're like me. If we go look for how to like set up a smoker or a barbecue, or how to, you know, set up our RV or whatever, and we see the top ranked videos on YouTube, and we think we can get the answer on the 11-minute video instead of the 33-minute video, I'm probably going to start with the 11-minute video, because if it answers my question, I would much rather get to that answer in 1/3 of the time. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
My man, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on Coffee with Cannell today.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Hey, Merry Christmas and take care.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Daniel, thanks so much for coming on. Smash like if you're getting value. My friends, can I ask you a hard question? Can you make your video stronger? Do you think, if you were really honest, that there's some stuff you could cut out of your videos? Tell me in the comments. Do you think that you're like me, and sometimes there's a lot you want to say? It's because you care about the viewer. It's because you want to share information. It's because you want to educate. But do you think it's because you're vlogging and because you did so many cool things at Disney World? But honestly, friend, especially when you're starting, you're a 6-minute vlog with the highlights and the best moments and the funniest moments. It's going to be a lot more powerful than a 40-minute vlog of your entire day at Disney World walking around, right? And so Matthew's saying, yep. Mr. Cast Iron saying, yep. Lost Again is saying, yep. Jim, good to see you. I mean, I just think that we can all agree that we could make our videos a little bit stronger. And here's the thing. This isn't to be overwhelming. It's not to slow down so much on your next video that you overanalyze it and overthink it. It's about getting 1% better. On your next video, tighten it up a little bit more. On your next video, jump cut the 1 second out of the hook where you took the breath, because what makes YouTube videos powerful is editing, because none of us are that good. I just paused for 3 seconds trying to think about what I was going to say next. In editing, that 3 seconds is gone, right? And the viewer is getting to the point quicker. So as we get 1% better, to be more specific, I'm talking about as you're editing your videos. Take a little bit more time, get a little bit faster at editing. Trim the fluff. Be like Kyle and Tony and cut 5 minutes out of Sean's 13-minute video, 7 minutes out of Sean's 13-minute video, which also encourages you to get feedback, get objective feedback. Maybe you have a family member, a friend that can come over, sit them in front of your YouTube video. Here's the test. Sit them down. Be like, hey, you know, Ernie, can you watch this video? And if you could be in person with them, watch this. This is first, if they will give you honest feedback, they might just tell you that's pretty good. And maybe ask them, do you think I could cut any of it out? And they're like, yeah, I think this part was unnecessary, because you might be too close to the problem. I am. You might be too close to the video and too emotionally involved that you need some outside feedback. But here's the test. You say, hey, Ernie, watch this video. He's watching. You kind of back away. You're sitting over his shoulder. It's like creating a little focus group with a friend, and you're playing the laptop in front of him. He's watching the video. If he's watching your 6-minute video and Ernie does this, you know you lost him. If you lose Ernie to the second screen, then you know that your editing could be a little bit snappier, right? Or that your storytelling could be a little bit snappier. I don't want this to feel overwhelming. Making attention, holding and retaining YouTube videos is an art form. It's a moving target. Attention spans are fickle, but this is the kind of stuff that's really going to help you get more views and grow your channel, is making your content half short and twice strong. Is thinking about those moments where maybe your energy dropped, or thinking about those moments where maybe it was unnecessary, or thinking about those moments where Ernie's attention was locked in the whole time, but then things kind of went sideways in the edit. So he was like, I wonder, start swiping on Tinder, right? Like Ernie is distracted on Tinder now. And because there was a moment in the video that broke his attention. And the 1% better refining of you on camera communicating how you're structuring your content, but friend, fix and post. It's editing where all of a sudden, wow, Sean really got his point across in a concise way there. That was a really great 5-minute video. Little did you know that the reason it was a great 5-minute video is because 7 minutes was cut out. And Sean looks a lot better on the other side of video editing. My friends, I hope you're getting value. Coffee with Cannell today. Smash like. We got Nick and Jewel on in just a bit, and fired up for that. Sasha said it's always Ernie, man. Uncle Ernie. You know, I'm excited to see him at Thanksgiving. And man, he always gets a little crazy. What actually is the uncle? I always think about the uncle in National Lampoon's Christmas. Is his name Ernie? Let me know who that uncle is. I need the moose, you know, the eggnog moose from National Lampoon. So you know the scene? Is anybody with me? Where they got the fanned out moose clear glass, you know, eggnog glasses. And so appreciate you, Nora. Thanks for being here. And I'm glad you're getting value. Cousin Eddie Coleman, thank you. We're switching it. It's Cousin Eddie now. You know Cousin Eddie's going to be at Thanksgiving. Give Cousin Eddie some eggnog and sit him down in front of your video and say, hey, Eddie, what do you think? And if you can hold Eddie's attention, because Eddie's a little buzzed and he doesn't even care about your channel. If you can edit your videos in such a way as to hold Cousin Eddie's attention, then you know you're on to something. Eileen, thank you so much for the super chat today. Really appreciate you and grateful that you're getting value out of the Think Media podcast with Heather Torres. Hey, as we get ready for our next guest, that reminds me that if you're not subscribed to the Think Media podcast, today is the day to do so. Now, of course, you are here on the Think Media podcast channel watching Coffee with Cannell or listening right now. So if you haven't pressed the subscribe button and turned on notifications on this channel, now's the time to do so. But maybe you want to take Think Media, the Think Media podcast with you in your Bluetooth headphones while you are running errands, while you're taking a walk, whatever. Then know that the Think Media podcast is on all audio platforms. So if you want to jump on Apple Podcasts, and you could get it there. If you want to jump on Spotify, it's there. It's all over all the Google and Audible, Pirate Radio, Stitcher, all those different platforms. But wherever you listen to podcasts, definitely subscribe to the Think Media podcast and check out the audio version if you like that. And Eileen, I really appreciate the super chat. If anybody loves the Think Media podcast, it would mean the world to me if you left us a review on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts is pretty much the only place where we can get reviews in an effective way. And so if the podcast has impacted your life, consider sharing it. And I would love it if you left a review. That would mean the world to me, Heather and I. Proper English. We got a question for BAZ Fit that I'll answer in just a second, but we got Nick coming up. So Nick, welcome to the show. Where are you watching from? And tell me a little bit about your channel.
I am watching from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I started a kind of a backpacking channel, maybe 3-4 years ago. And my son's YouTube channel for Legos. There's a lot of, I found a lot of interesting things about backpacking. I've been doing it for a lot of years. I got to travel to Everest in 2012.
Nice. To the summit?
I actually did go to the summit. I won the trip through REI adventures. So we went to Advanced Base Camp. Had a great time there. But, you know, I've had a lot of time here recently. I was just hit by a car, hit and run on my one wheel back.
Oh no.
Back in September. So fractured my skull, had a brain
Were you
hemorrhage.
wearing a helmet?
Actually, I wasn't. I normally do, but I wasn't. And I was on a sidewalk. So the car came up on the sidewalk.
No way.
Yeah. And so
Was he a drunk driver?
We don't know. I mean, they can't.
Oh, because the hit and run.
Right.
Dude, he came up on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. So I've had a lot of time to sit and get some things together, and I joined BRA last night.
Oh, welcome to the fam.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I'm ready to grow this and figure out what I need to do to get it going.
Amazing. Well, Nick, first of all, glad you're okay. And
Appreciate it.
And second, thanks for jumping into VRA. The first thing I'm actually going to point you to is, as you know, you joined last night, and we are doing a special offer right now where you get the YouTube starter kit just included in there.
Yeah.
So if you want, I would say first thing to do is open that up and jump into the thumbnail section, because the immediate place I want to see you go next is with graphic design.
Okay.
I'm going to be bold because I want you to get results and I want you to win. The avatar is terrible.
Okay.
Like it's if we break it down, you know, you're look at little you. You're little you with the green jacket is barely in the corner there. I see there's a Bible verse. Love that. But like, it's the avatar should be a clear, vivid, probably picture of you. This is a good channel. See, you can definitely see she's back, you know, nice lighting, nice sun. So if that's all it is, that's a selfie. You could do it that way. This is obviously a little bit more of a crispy kind of photo, so you don't have to take it to that level.
Yeah.
And then I also like this. This is also what I'm thinking about. It's a clear logo based avatar. That's up to you. And you know what's interesting is, as you go into the YouTube starter kit, you're going to see that you can use things like canva.com, which we highly recommend. And you can say like, I'm just jumping on Canva to see what is here. Is like, watch how fast you could do this. Like, you could just jump on here. I typed in hiking logo, and you could say, okay, which one of these do I kind of like? And you could take, you know, this and just type in your text, you know. And so don't overthink it. You don't need to hire a logo design company. We're living in an era where you can very quickly level up your graphic design. And then secondly is that thumbnail side is you could pull a lot of, like, minimally, you know, even though you're like, well, I'm not this girl, you get a nice photo and you just you use the text in this white text, the white boxes and the black text as hiking essentials, and then you throw a picture, a selfie of you behind there or whatever. So because the immediate experience that I get is wanting to just see the level up of your, I like the name of the channel. I level up of your avatar, and then an improving of the thumbnails themselves. So then the second kind of skill set is just beyond using Canva to just start leveling up thumbnails, is also getting a little bit more into photography. What camera are you using? Do you use a GoPro?
I actually, when I first started, iPhone, then a GoPro, and a Canon M50, which I got the idea from watching Think Media channel.
So
and,
what GoPro do you have?
Well, I no longer have one. I had the 9, so
Okay.
I sold it, and I've got an A7 III now.
Oh, okay, great. And then what iPhone do you have?
The 13 mini.
So, you know, you do have a little bit, when you do the selfie, you can make it wide, or you can use the other side. And so these are really great cameras to just double down a little bit. Like what I would do is I would go iPhone 13 mini, like photography. and maybe look for a video that breaks down some tips. And so maybe someone like this, and Tony, this is another one we should have Omar do. And so this iPhone 13 probably max, but if we go through, because I would tell you my favorite, I use the vivid filter. I snap my photos. I use the vivid filter, and you can actually see, yeah. So in here, let's see. So he's comparing two different cameras. I go in and it's so fast. Like I don't have any apps. I don't have any custom, whatever.
Right.
And so what I'm looking for is when you are out hiking, when you're snapping photos on your phone, I'm looking for the contrast and the saturation and the colors to pop more. So that, I mean, as you could see, when you even think about just these thumbnails, like how this iPhone thumbnail looks, all these top videos, they have a lot of color pop to them.
Right.
And when I look at some of these, especially, I know we're going back now a year and we're in a whole new era here, but like there was a huge, this got 8,000 views on your iPhone 12 Osmo 4 video. And I can't even imagine, probably would have got 50,000 views or 150 if it had a thumbnail that wasn't mostly wood table and like that didn't really, you know what I mean? And so if you go DJI and everybody watching this, you can pull off thumbnails like this and thumbnails like this using Canva, or thumbnails like this shooting on a smartphone. Now I recognize you would maybe need two phones because obviously a phone is in the picture there and maybe someone, but that's the biggest thing. What do you think as far as kind of tip one, Nick, about leveling up your photography, your thumbnails, and really the graphic design?
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Looking back now, I see that. So, like I said, those were kind of getting started, and I've kind of started building my little studio up right here. So I think I'm on the right track. And so
I love it. And then you also have the A7 III. So that thing's a beast. And we have a whole series on Think Media on that. Okay, great. I mean, the last thing I'd say is like, on the one hand, you already have 64,300 views on the channel and you're already comfortable going out, creating content. Are you going to be back at hiking right now? Is your health?
Well, I have actually been, we took a trip to the Smokies a few weeks ago, but as far as getting out and carrying a backpack, I don't know yet. Hoping to go back to work sometime in December. Just been doing some physical therapy. So, and learning more about my camera and stuff. So I've got some good lenses with it. So hoping to, get going here shortly.
Great. So the replay of this video will be here on the Think Media channel because I'll hit you with the rapid fire of exactly what I would do next if I'm you. But what I would do now, especially while you're maybe not even out hiking, is I would do what we talked about yesterday. I would ASQ, answer specific questions, and I would RSP, review specific products. Okay. I'd make some videos because in your garage, you probably have a hiking backpack and maybe you have, I don't know, carabiners. I'm just making stuff up. You might have like water bottles or just different cool accessories that you hike with. Is that true?
Oh, I have got a closet full of it.
Yeah. So the key is I need you to dig deep into VRA because you'll do decent by just reviewing specific products. But the real nuances come if you make a video that's like best, I think about like a camel pack or like best hydration, like niche things. And that's what the specific word means. Review specific products. It could be versus videos where you compare two things that you're like, I don't like this one, but I love this one. And they're two popular, hiking belts. It could be a category of products that is like hydration, best hydration accessories. But I'm not saying that's a good idea. I'm saying the key is following the VRA system to really identify the biggest impact ideas. But while you're, recovering, reviewing specific products, tapping into the closet full of stuff, and then answering specific questions that people could do in terms of preparing for a hike, planning a hike. There's stuff they could do. You could do researching hikes online. I don't know if you've got 5 tips for how you use Google Earth, how you research Yelp photos, and then, or whatever. How do you plan a trip? What do you do as far as mapping things out? really just focus on those two strategies though. Answer specific questions, review specific products. You've got your thing at home and your studio, you're building it out. And you don't even need a studio, but I mean your gear at home to do it in your driveway, do it, you know, where you are right there in front of the window, talk through this stuff. And just start posting videos at whatever pace you feel comfortable with. I really think on the other side of leveling up your graphics over the next couple months, and even if you can't get back out hiking, answering some specific questions, tapping into some of your past B-roll and your past photography, and then reviewing specific products can get you a lot of momentum. And then, you know, we'll also just be praying, you know, that you'll be full strength in the next 3-6 months, and you'll already have some momentum going on YouTube, as well as, you know, a lot of nuances that you've learned in VRA, and then it'll just be building forward from there. What do you think about that strategy?
I think that's a great strategy, and I'm
My
ready
man,
to do it.
I appreciate you, Nick. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, Sean.
My friends, smash the like button and the if you're getting value so far. We got tips coming in from the community. It's always good to see you, Coleman. And recently Chris was sharing, you know, on our staff meetings, we share wins, and he was talking about some milestones that you've hit and just talking about your channel. I'm just so grateful for you and that you're a part of our community and a part of VRA. And so cooking trail food and trying out pre-made food. Yep. Super interesting. Like that's it. I mean, I don't know if it's bougie to say I shop at Whole Foods, but Whole Foods does have all kinds of, they got the things for runners. They got the little gels for runners. They got the gels with caffeine. They got the bee honey ones. They got the other ones. You know, you could hit up wherever you shop or you shop online to get trail mix bars. Like that's such a good idea. Like the latest flavors, because people are wondering like how good is the latest Cliff bars versus the whatever versus the whatever. And that's something we've learned recently on Fake Media, not just versus videos, but comparing three products. It's like combining ZV1 versus E10 versus A6400. We've seen some nuance where people like to juxtapose three different things. So that's a really good tip, Coleman. If you want to learn, I was mentioning the class that we did yesterday that Nick was a part of. We do have the limited replay for that up, and you can see on the screen, thinkmasterclass.com. That's 3 surefire video ideas for standing out in a crowded niche. I shared 2 of them with you. It's ASQ and RSP. But not only do we go into another one, we talk about 13 different ways to monetize your videos. And again, that class is for free. And then at the end of it, we will tell you a little bit more about Video Ranking Academy if you have any questions about that or want to learn. Nick just joined it yesterday, but we actually are doing, I know if you watch people online and like hype and it's scarcity and things are ending, like that's not us. You might get that vibe, but like we are doing a special right now. It's our year-end sale that ends Monday night. So it's the web class is up until Monday night, midnight. And then there's 3 extra bonuses that we don't normally include with our entire Video Ranking Academy offer. So if you've thought about Video Ranking Academy, if you've been on the fence, if you also just want to watch the free hour-long class, now is definitely the time to check all of that out. Just go to thinkmasterclass.com and you can watch the on-demand replay. It'll be worth your time. And you'll also learn about some of the ways we help people at a deeper level and how you can be a part of our deepest community here, which is called Video Ranking Academy. Coleman says, I'd love to cook for you and your team someday. Approved. I mean, like, let me know when and where. I'm down for some brisket, some ribs. Can I put my order in? Some grilled salmon, some grilled vegetables, grilled chicken. That's it. That's all that I'm requesting. And some steaks and some T-bone steaks. So I just need those 5 forms of meat, and then we'll see what Tony and Daisy's order is as well, because that was just for me. But seriously, bro, that would be really, really fun. Okay, we got Jewel Brooks coming up, and smash like if you're having fun on Coffee with Cannell today. And Jewel, how's it going?
Hi.
What's your question and where are you from? And tell me a little bit about your channel.
Okay, so, well, I'm now in Georgia, but I moved from Wisconsin a month and a half ago.
Awesome.
And
How's YouTube going?
YouTube, I'm very scattered. I really like travel. I really like making funny content. And so there's like challenges on there. There's like life stuff. There's travel videos. Like this video, it was just how many times I skied and like the different types of hills that the ski hill has. And like, so I counted each, like how many easy ones I did and how many extreme ones I did and that kind of a thing.
What camera are you shooting on here?
This is a G7X Mark III.
Nice. And that's great. And so what's your question?
So I'm trying to figure out how to like niche down a little bit because I am a little bit all over the place, which I think is why I'm not growing as much as I could be. But like I have all these ideas and I think that's part of my Enneagram 7, which is like I can't stick to something.
Yeah.
But like I have ideas about like right now we actually haven't been able to find a place to live. And so we've been staying in Airbnbs. And so I've been taking footage of every Airbnb we've been staying at and thinking about like making a video about 5 different Airbnbs to stay at in Atlanta. And thinking about like a series that I'd really love to do is like getting a map of Georgia and throwing a dart at it every weekend. And then we just go there and I have to like try a food there or learn something historically about it and kind of vlog that. But yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Let me ask you what, if you don't mind me asking, what season of life are you in? Are you in school? Are you working? How old are you?
Well, so I'm 25.
Okay.
I'm not in school. I'm actually very weird, but the reason why I moved to Georgia is because I felt like God was asking me to be in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
So I am actually.
Did you say edutainment industry?
No, entertainment.
Oh, entertainment industry in Georgia?
Yes. So Atlanta is like the new Hollywood of the South.
Okay.
So I'm doing background work in movies and stuff.
Yep.
But I'm doing YouTube because it's fun and it's a creative outlet for me. And it has always just been fun to kind of share my journey and like people get to watch and see.
Yes.
But I'm hoping that I can make it so that I'm actually making money off of it.
And so what is your ideal vision? Are you trying to have like 2 things in play? Like maybe my YouTube channel does well and blows up and I can make money off it. Or maybe I want to start earning a living as an actress.
I would say like trying to do both. So that
an actress is the goal?
The actress is the goal, but
meaning actress in movies, like or
yes.
TV or any form or commercials, but like any paid jobs I can get.
Yep.
Okay.
But YouTube is a really great way because with movies, like I don't have the creative controls, and with YouTube I do, and so that's why I started YouTube 3 years ago, I think, before the acting even kind of became a thing.
Yep.
And so using that as a creative outlet, and I'm hoping that through YouTube, I would be able to fund myself so that I wouldn't have to have a 3rd job as I'm trying to build up my acting career as well.
Do you have a 3rd job right now?
Not at the moment.
But you'll need to get one.
Probably.
Yeah. Because you'll go acting career, YouTube, 3rd job, on the hustle until one of those things completely pays the bills or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, this is a great conversation. I really appreciate you coming on. And I think that you have options. We all do. It's YouTube, meaning it's your tube. You can take it whatever direction you want. On the one hand, I think that you're actually doing this. Sounds contrary to what maybe people hear from me most of the time, but I think you're actually doing the absolute right thing. You said a key phrase. You said this is a creative outlet. to me, this is a place of experimentation. To me, this is a place of creativity. To me, this is a place of having fun. It's also a place where you are building your personal brand. And so anytime we name our YouTube channel after our first and our last name, and we're building up our personal brand, as you, I'm sure, know that in the entertainment industry, the better and stronger your personal brand with examples or content or subscribers or Instagram followers, the bigger your platform, the more influence you have in traditional, and sometimes the more doors will open up for auditions and stuff potentially. So if you can grow your personal brand around you being funny, you being creative, you doing some skits sometimes, you doing different things, then that could be the quote unquote strategy. You keep doing the creative outlet. Hopefully things continue to grow and maybe you get more known as an entertainer, meaning you would just be kind of deciding that I am looking to be followed as an entertainer on YouTube. And to the degree we have clarity like that, then our question can really be to double down on saying, all right, so let me experiment with other content formats and keep going. And for some of those watching this, I want you to hear this too. Again, we say niche down or find a niche, but sometimes we learn by just creating, and you can't steer a parked car. So you're doing a great job. You've been posting for 3 years. You can steer this wherever you want it to go. But potentially you kind of just lean into that. I know it feels random, and it is, but it's also you. And a lot of us, we have a lot of, different personalities and whatever. And if we talked about everything we want to talk about, if I talked about everything I want to talk about on YouTube, one day I'd be talking about doing a Bible study. The next day I would talk about kettlebells. The next day I'd talk about all my supplements that I'm taking. The next day I would talk about leadership. And then the next day I would talk about a camera. So I would be all over the place. And that would be what it is on my Sean Cannell channel. But does that make sense? On the one hand, I guess I'm saying, I think you're really moving forward and it's going pretty well. What do you think about that?
That is not what I thought you were going to say. So, okay. Yeah.
But then I'm going to say what I'm going to say second, and that is, but if you want to monetize YouTube as soon as possible, you might need a different approach.
Gotcha.
So, and I like that you're a person of faith. So if you're stepping out in faith, you're leaning in, and you're 25, you're super young. You should just be taking risks as you are, experimenting as you are, leaning in. I guess it also is a budget of how much time are you devoting to entertainment industry, Hollywood stuff, New Hollywood of the South, and how much time are you devoting to YouTube?
I would say, well, right now we're mostly doing acting stuff, and I'm like trying to.
How many hours a week?
Well, it changes I would say, well,
average
since being here, probably 2 to 3 days of 12 to 15-hour days.
Yep.
So.
Okay. And then a little bit of recovery, and then YouTube the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on YouTube, you just work 8-hour days or whatever. I mean, and you said we. Who's we?
Oh, I usually I talk about God as a we, kind of, because we're doing this together, because I wouldn't be doing this without him. So.
No, I love it. So, okay. So 2 to 3 days, 12 to 15 hours a day. And then YouTube the rest of the week, another 2 to 3 days. Do you hustle that hard on YouTube?
I want to get back into that.
Okay.
I have filmed a bunch of stuff, but I have the editing part that I need to sit down and do.
So you could work 2 to 3 days. I mean, and you might definitely you got that day of rest in there, and maybe a recovery day, but you could probably work at least 2 days, 8 hours a day on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, okay, this is we're ultimately what we're talking, where a lot of us friends, of course, we talk about YouTube strategy, titles, videos, but one of the whole other conversation that Heather Torres on our team really focuses on is like, yeah, but how much time do you have? What are your priorities? What's on your calendar? How are you budgeting your time? And so if we're going to make a plan, Jewel, this is the thing for you to think about. Again, you can keep YouTube being entertainment, and I'm really okay with that, because this is your tube. You can do what you want, but I lean more on the very practical, and I ask myself a couple questions. I ask myself, like, what is the shortest path to revenue? And in this case, the shortest path to revenue might be getting a job that being a waitress thing that gets tips. That might be the third job that you need. So at some point, that's how you answer the question, is like, I need to get a job. I'm going to start driving Uber and earn money, so at least I cover bills or whatever. But then also it's like, what's the shortest path online, you would say, or online or on YouTube? The next question I would think is that if I'm going to be a YouTube entrepreneur, which it doesn't mean you're not an entrepreneur, but if you're an entertainer, it is kind of a different approach. If you're a YouTube entrepreneur, and scratch the word YouTube, if you're just an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs solve problems for a profit. So you have to ask yourself, what problem does your channel solve? Now, even entertainers have to solve a problem. Comedians solve the problem of people need escape, they need humor, they need to relax, they need to de-stress, they want to laugh. People are looking for escape, they're looking for entertainment, they're looking for something to watch, they're looking for connection, they're looking for an influencer to follow, they're locked down, they're looking for entertaining content. That might be the problem you solve. But entrepreneurs really solve problems like, people have chronic pain, they talk about how to deal with chronic pain. People are trying to balance their taxes, they watch your TurboTax tutorials. Watch this. I don't know if you have this credibility yet, but actors are looking for how to get auditions. There could be a channel that actually is business based, and I'm sure there actually is, that helps people. How do you get more auditions? What is the best way to get the whatever professional headshots, and where should you get them, and how to save money on them? How to create your own professional headshots without even whatever. This might not even be a skill set of yours, but that would be the more entrepreneur side. Think about it. When you tap into solving a problem, you open up the possibility of, you could start saying, are you going to create an online course? You don't have to. Am I going to do affiliate marketing? So what does affiliate marketing do? Well, affiliate marketing, if I connect it to solving a problem, would be, I help people with chronic pain, and therefore I have therapy and recovery, physical therapy devices. I could talk about those, earn money with affiliate marketing. I could talk about supplements and different roll-on menthol, pain solves. I could talk about that on affiliate marketing. I help people get out of debt. I could talk about, or with personal finance, I could talk about credit cards as an affiliate. So when we open up, what is the shortest path to revenue? In my opinion, the shortest path to revenue is having what essentially I'd be calling a clear business model, which means where you niche down is related to something that is a clear business model in that direction of things. And to be clear, the influencer, AKA entertainer, AKA YouTube creator business model is going to be views, eventually brands. Maybe it's brands that want to reach your Gen Z audience, want to advertise on your videos. It's going to be AdSense, ad revenue. And that's probably it. The big 1-2 punch, not even really affiliate marketing. It's larger viewership. You're making AdSense, and it's larger viewership. You're getting, eventually brands want to work with you. Like you did a TikTok 4-course meal challenge. Eventually this gets enough views and Dairy Queen legit wants to sponsor an entertaining series with you. So like, that's of course how the influencer game works. So to me, Jewel, let me know if you have questions about these two paths, and let me know which one do you like best, and if anything shows up. Path number 1 is you keep being Jewel Brooks, the personal brand. You try to be as funny as possible, keep being creative. And I want you to be encouraged. Like, you've been doing this 3 years. You've accomplished a lot. You have 55,000 views. Some of your videos, your most viewed video has 14,000 views. So if you double down on it's 3 years old, right? But like a year ago, you got 5,000 views when you were cutting your brother's hair. So if you say like, okay, if I'm going to double down on this kind of entertaining content for a particular audience, that's where I'd like to go. I would like to go that direction. And then I don't know if you'd want to be in like Disney Channel stuff, but if cutting my brother's hair, the style of those thumbnails kind of makes me think of like Nickelodeon, Disney, or just makes me think of that. So you start getting clear of saying, I want to stack all my energies into at least going this way. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. I don't know if any of the ways are going to work, but I want to like stack everything, because the more I'm on TikTok and YouTube, maybe doing YouTube shorts, the more I'm funny, the more I can show myself as an actress, and the more I double down on what I'm doing in the entertainment industry, I'm going to go that direction. To me, that I feel that's what you've already been doing and where your strength is. But path number 2, that was path number 1. Path number 2 would be, I'm really going to lean into a particular passion or particular niche that I feel I have a skill in and that I could monetize. And I'm going to kind of build a business around that. Even if it's different, there's nothing wrong with having a side business. In a way, it'd almost be like, I'm going to do essential oils. I'm going to sign up for Young Living. Now we're in direct selling, but like, I'm going to sign up for Young Living. I'm going to do essential oils. I'm going to talk all about health and essential oils. And I'm going to build up a channel. And I'm just going to try to get that to 3, 4, 5K a month. Boom. Business model. There it is. Build it up over 12, 24, 36 months. And you have a 5K a month business and direct selling and YouTube and multiple income streams. And that's not even your biggest passion, but now you're over here and you've built an engine that's super clear to fund your whole entertainment aspiration, or maybe the two things blend together. So as we land the plane, Jewel, how do you feel about path number 1 versus path number 2?
Well, I feel like path number 2 would almost have to be like a whole nother thing, where I would have to like refocus almost. And I almost feel like I would have to make a whole nother channel. Versus path number 1, I go into what I'm already doing and just get more creative and get more going in that direction. But I see like the benefits to both for sure.
I love it. And I would agree with you. And I wanted to have this whole conversation for those listening, but in the limited time we've gotten to kind of know each other, I would also go path number 1. And by the way, there's something powerful about making a decision. Think media. There's something powerful about saying, I've thought about where I'm going to go. This is where I'm going to go. I don't know all the details, but I'm going to lean in and be decisive. So here's our next steps, Jewel. Again, I think it all aligns. YouTube is your creative outlet. Your goal is to be followed. Your goal is to be an entertainer. And then your goal is to double down in the entertainment industry. Then I would go all in, and I would then study those that are succeeding in that area. To be honest, right? This is going to be a little bit less of the examples we talk about the most at Think Media, because we talk about like everybody who, not everybody, but a lot of people in our community are talking about they're doing cooking channels, or they're doing kids occupational therapy, or they're doing real estate, or they're doing hiking, or they're doing, so it's like niches, right? We do tech. But on the whole other side of the coin, I think that, are you on TikTok? I think that TikTok merged with YouTube Shorts is a major strategy for you. I think asking yourself what videos on YouTube Shorts and TikTok are getting 100,000, 500,000 views, 1 million views that you could imitate in your own creative way, and you start making those. I think you start asking yourself, like trying Harry Potter snacks is a very good, it just seems perfect for me. It seems on brand for me. My thought is, okay.
I got banana, I think.
Looks like there's music here. The music's not loud enough for me. So it's studying the energy, the editing of the top videos that are getting
So we're here at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'm actually smiling so big. I'm really excited. Oh God, okay. That's kind of cool.
So
What to expect, I feel like
what's the editing? What's the jump cuts? What's the different aspects? What's the lighting? Let me see here.
To try the classic chocolate.
And of course, you know, it's not comparison in any kind of toxic way, but it's studying, okay, what are the top videos in some of these topics and what can I learn from them? And so just briefly, I skipped to the middle of this video and was thinking, and I mean, I'm really just making a snap judgment here, but like, how could you maybe make it more interesting or whatever? Because by the way, in my opinion, this type of content, you stay at this and you get 1% better with every upload. Now it's 600 views. Now you're going to have a breakout video around trying Harry Potter snacks. Maybe it's some TikTok trend, AKA YouTube Shorts trend. Does that make sense? And I'm sure you're observing all that kind of stuff. Could you see doubling down on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I would do. And I think you got this. And I think it's that, you know, of course, this stuff takes work and it takes mastery, but you're out in Georgia because you're committed to your dreams and you're committed to leveling up and getting better, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I think you got this. I think you'll see your YouTube channel rise, you know, your acting career rise. You know how competitive it is. You know how many people want to be in it, but you're hungry and you're prayed up and you're going after this thing. And you're also patient. You've been consistent on your YouTube channel for 3 years. So now it's a matter of just saying, okay, I got renewed focus, renewed vigor. I am going to study what's happening. I'm going to be true to myself and my own voice. And again, I feel this. It's knowing that you're not going down path 2 is incredibly freeing and should give you even more momentum to lean into path number 1.
Yeah.
Because it's not trying to be 14 things. It's trying to see like this all ties together. Maybe not perfectly, but this all ties together. So I'm going to lean into this thing and triple down on entertainment industry, me, the personal brand, being entertaining, funny, creative, skits, trends, challenges, viral TikTok, YouTube Shorts trends. And you haven't even posted a YouTube short yet, have you?
2 of them.
Oh, you have posted YouTube.
I just put fancy thumbnails on them, so you can't tell.
I got it. So I see that now, and it has. Is that one of your most viewed videos?
Yes.
Success leaves clues. YouTube Shorts around food. It's a whole thing. So to land the plane at this moment with what is happening with those that are, you know, hungry and really want this, just like you. No pun intended, hungry, as we're looking at these delicious pumpkin pastries. Some people are posting 2-3 shorts a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 days a week. So it's like you got your 2 days to you 2 days a week. You promised me. Now I'm like holding you promised me 2 days a week, 8 hours a day, but I'm holding you to that because like, if you want this, it's like you got your 3 12 to 15 hour days. You got your recovery. I'm asking you to grind. I'm asking you to say, I'm going to freaking hustle at this thing. And I'm going to make 6 shorts a week. I'm going to post there. I'm going to schedule them for even the days I'm working. I'm going to start being super consistent. I'm going to study the trends. You've got the acting chops. You're getting better at the acting chops, and you just completely, and you're going to see a whole nother level of momentum as you take all the skills and of things you've absorbed up to this point. And then I'm going to put my blinders on and focus on, you know, not studying a million things, but like staying plugged into Think Media and studying trends or whatever. So I'm not going to get into information overload right now. That doesn't matter. I'm going to focus on my entertainment career. I'm going to focus on doubling down on YouTube. I'm going to limit my consumption and not make it an excuse for research, but I do need to study the trends, and I'm going all in. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, Jewel. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on with
Thank you so much, Sean.
Coffee Candle, what do you think? Hit the like button. Tell me this. If you've been here the whole time, give me a clock emoji in the chat. If you've been here the whole time, that's crazy. You're gnarly, but in a good way. Luciendo, thanks for the super chat. Growing up on YouTube is harder than graduating from university. I don't know what that question really means, but I mean, going full time on YouTube is harder than graduating from university. maybe, or just learning on YouTube, hit me with the question if you're still here again on what's the difference. But I think there's probably challenges to both. Um, Let me know though if you've been here the whole time. We got a lot of people on the 1 hour and 44-minute stream. I appreciate you, Redneck. Thanks for coming on as well. We got clocks dropping. Missed the first half hour of the journey. You're killing me. I need you here the whole time. I'm just kidding. You're crazy for being here the whole time, but I hope you've been getting value. And here's my really important question for you. What was your aha moment from today that, and more specifically, what's your action item? What are you going to do? Not just what did you learn? What are you going to do? Not just what did you learn? What are you going to put into practice? What are you going to implement? What are you going to take action on? And I see some clarity here. No, I mean, I would say I don't think that. I think that actually graduating, it depends on how you're wired. Me trying to graduate from university would be way more difficult than growing on YouTube, because it would take just so much dang coercion to try to get me to show up to class and want to learn in that environment compared to, expressing my creativity and putting on YouTube. But growth on YouTube, not to overly promote our class, but growth on YouTube is hard when you don't have the right strategy. Growth on YouTube is hard when you're just being random instead of intentional. Growth on YouTube is hard when you don't really know where you're going, because if you don't know where you're going, then how are you going to know when you get there? So if you want to learn about the types of videos you should be making that will lead to growth, don't miss our free class that's available for a few days. It's at thinkmasterclass.com, and you can watch that replay. But let's see. Jump cuts, TikTok. Come on, coffee cake. Strong. Cut the fluff. That was a big theme today. Thanks for sharing that one. Getting 1% better with every upload. I like it. Should we make shareable content and still keep making videos of what you want? It's a really good question, or I like that you asked that question, because the answer is in the question. That's actually up to you. Should we make content that people want to watch and share that will grow my channel? Or should I just keep making videos that I want to make? Well, it depends on what you want to happen. If you actually probably just keep making videos that you want to make and you don't care about growing, then you should just make whatever you want to make. It's your tube. It's a place where you just share your thoughts, post whatever you want. But if you actually want to make videos that get shared, then you should make videos that get shared. Should you make shareable content? And my answer is actually, it depends on what your end goal is. But my answer is shareable content. You should make videos where you think about the viewer first. And definitely that leans more on sharing, because hopefully it starts generating growth and money for the mission, so you can keep making more content. If YouTube is just your diary and just your place where you just share your thoughts, well, then maybe that's the goal of it. But my friends, we're coming back to a common theme, and that is clarity, right? You're welcome. Thanks for the follow-up super chat. I really appreciate you. Where it's all about having a clear strategy and a clear end goal in terms of your channel. And again, in this class at thinkmasterclass.com, by the end of it, you will have a simple YouTube growth plan. I promise you. It's a promise of the class. You will have a journal out. You will take notes. I will tell you exactly what videos you should make. You will filter that by your niche. It is a no-miss class, because you will leave after 49 minutes with a simple game plan that you can implement. And that's at thinkmasterclass.com. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate you. So many people been here the whole time. I really appreciate you being here for Coffee with Cannell today. And just so grateful for the love in this community. My friends, this is Coffee with Cannell. We do this typically every other week. Subscribe on the Think Media Podcast channel to be a part of these. In the future, we'll be answering more questions, sharing more strategy. If you're just joining, you're going to want to watch the replay where we talk all about that tool that will help you grow on YouTube, a cool tool that'll help you study your analytics from vidIQ. Don't miss some of the content in the description in terms of a free 30-day trial of vidIQ, as well as a link to that free class that's only available for a few more days. and any other resource we talked about. The description is always packed with valuable information that will help you go further faster. It does look like I missed a super chat from Darlene Games. I am scrolling. My finger's about to cramp up from how much I'm scrolling up in the chat, but it was a $5 super chat. I must have scrolled past it. And thank you so much for that super chat. Oh. Okay. I'll just read the question. It is, what do you think about a gaming channel that mixes live, shorts, and speed runs? Should I include all? I think that you shouldn't overthink it. I think you can mix up your content formats. Here's the thing I want you to think about, Darling Games, and here's what I want you to think about Coffee with Cano crew. What does the viewer want from you? Why did the viewer subscribe? Here's my opinion. I don't think viewers subscribe for shorts. They subscribe for the type of content your channel creates. Like on Think Media, they subscribe because they want to learn about cameras, tech, microphones, and things like that, right? So here's my point. If that is done in a short, which on desktop, we get a lot of shorts viewers and people like them because it's aligned with the promise of the channel. If we go live, it's still to serve what the promise of the channel is. And if we upload a video, it's still to serve what the promise of the channel is. So if you're asking yourself, who am I serving? I'm serving gaming enthusiasts, people who want to watch gaming, be entertained by gaming. They want to watch a full speed run. Great. Maybe you do a speed run highlights and shorts. That could work as well. Maybe it's a real-time speed run on a live stream. That could work as well. And maybe it's other thing related to what the viewer wants. Remember, the creator who understands the viewer best wins. If you understand who you're talking to, they also don't necessarily know what they want. But if you understand who they are, what they enjoy, or the types of content they enjoy, then you might experiment with something that they find intriguing, they try out, and they want to watch it. If they click subscribe for gaming content, then it's probably more gaming content. They're probably not going to want a gardening video because they'll go subscribe to a gardening channel if that's what they want. They probably don't want to learn how to do pour over coffee and watch you talk about single origin coffee. Otherwise, they subscribe to a coffee channel. But inside the clear vision of gaming content and maybe a niche within that niche, I think you should experiment. So the final thought is that once you understand the viewer, is it speed runs? Is it shorts? Is it lives? Here's the next thing. Watch the replay of this. Try everything, friends. Try it all. But then study what worked and cut out what's not as performing as well, and then double down on what is performing. There's no black and white answer to the gray area of growing on YouTube. There's a lot of moving targets on YouTube. That's why it's good to be subscribed. That's why we keep our course Video Ranking Academy updated. That's why Tony does quick tips every single week, because there's always, it's a moving target. Key is that we're posting videos, we're getting 1% better, and then we're reviewing the performance of our videos. What content should I double down on? What content should I stop doing? What can I learn? What themes and patterns am I seeing? And that's what the topic of today's Coffee with Cano is. Check out the vidIQ tool at the beginning that will go deeper in that. As we land the plane today, thank you so much for the super chat. What is the best laptop for editing? The answer is Ben G. Kaiser. Ben G. Kaiser is one of our Video Ranking Academy students. Awesome guy. And he's got the greatest channel for computers and laptops in terms of computers and laptops. He specializes in computers and laptops. And what I would do is I would go to his channel. I would type in video editing. And then it'll do is to take you 2021 best video editing laptops, buyer's guide for 1080p and 4K. He's smart. I trust him. And it's awesome to see so many different Video Ranking Academy students crushing it. And so while I don't know the answer to that question, I just passed you along to the expert. Check out Ben G. Kaiser on YouTube and check out his video, 2021 Best Video Editing Laptops. We'll throw that in the description as well. Coffee with Cano. I appreciate you. Grateful for you. Smash like here right at the end of the show. And I look forward to seeing you in a future episode. Peace.